U.S. Farm Report on the road from the 2024 National Farm Machinery Show is brought to you by Case IH. Solutions for every challenge, equipment for every farm. Case IH, built by farmers.
Welcome back to National Farm Machinery Show. This weekend, Joe Vaclavik, Alan Hoskins, and Matt Bennett joining us for our marketing roundtable. Joe, we'll start off talking about the Ag Outlook Forum. A lot of different takeaways, but when you look at carryover for 2024, 2025, was it as bearish as what some had expected?
Yeah, it's really bearish. The USDA painted a very negative picture of the future in that report, and none of it was surprising. It's not anything that the market or traders or farmers should have been surprised by. What I did after the numbers came out was I punched everything into a spreadsheet and started playing with numbers. What if we pick up some corn acres here and maybe lose some soybean acres, whatever? It's very, very difficult to paint a friendly picture no matter how you slice the numbers. What you're going to need to see in all likelihood to really change things is a weather issue, whether it's South America with their second corn crop in Brazil or something in the U.S. this spring or summer. It just seems very, very difficult to fathom a situation that turns friendly all of a sudden without some sort of supply disruption.
Do you agree with that, Matt? I mean, what was your biggest takeaway from the Ag Outlook Forum this week?
You know, I saw a couple people comment right off the bat, 91 million acres, it could have been worse. But the bottom line is that even at 91 million acres, using the USDA's methodology, you're talking 2.5 billion bushel carryout. And so right now we're talking a 2172 for this particular marketing year. Last time we had over a 2 billion carry was back in 2018, Tyne, and you know, your average cash price that year was $3.66 a bushel. So obviously we've already taken a pretty big haircut if we continue down this path, and I fully expect that acreage will be what the USDA said or more. I really struggle, like Joe said, to find a way to paint a bullish scenario without some sort of major weather issue, which again would be a supply-driven type rally. It's more of a flash in the pan than building demand, which is what we sorely need to do right now.
Alan, Ag Outlook Forum also, they did give some price projections, okay? Mm-hmm. So for 2024, 2025 for corn, it was $4.40 a bushel. That compares to $6.54 in the 2022-2023 year, okay? Soybeans, $11.20 a bushel. Mm-hmm. But right now, as you're having conversation with farmers, what pencils better on the farm?
Most of the time right now, if you look at the predominant areas that we're in, beans look better than corn, certainly. Corn's a more challenging number. So that's, I think, where a lot of folks are looking. But also they're trying to fine-tune their pencils, make sure that they understand how the input costs work, and develop that marketing plan around those numbers.
Do you think, Joe, that when you look at this acreage debate, this battle for acres, considering where corn prices are, do you think corn prices have to rally to buy some acres heading into spring?
No, it's not a battle. It's like a war of attrition. Neither crop needs the acres. We could stand to lose 5 million acres and probably still be comfortable overall. The fact of the matter is the corn-soybean pie, if you want to put it that way, is going to stay about the same for the most part. And if you move 2 million here, move 2 million there, I think it still leaves you with kind of a negative-looking situation, big picture.
Matt, I talked to a farmer in Michigan earlier this week. He said, listen, Tyne, we just bought a new corn planter. If corn prices don't get better, we are not going to touch that corn planter this year. We're going to go all soybeans. I mean, these are the types of conversations that we're hearing for farmers right now. It seems like the acreage debate is still, I mean, it's far from over.
So here's the challenge that the U.S. producer has. The fall of 2023, just a few months ago, the pencil worked better for corn versus beans, which I'm sure Alan would agree with. The problem is that whenever the pencil works better for corn versus beans, that's an economic decision that you're making on acreage. We need to do something about what is making us make that decision, which was the price of corn at the time versus the price of soybeans. And so now you're in a position, if you didn't sell corn, same position we were in for the 23 crop, unfortunately, because we spent a lot of money on inputs, didn't sell the corn. Now we're in the same pickle we were in before. And I think your swing acres probably go to beans. I agree with Alan, maybe on kind of his premise there. The problem, you've quantified a ton of corn acres at this point. And so bottom line is, I think there's too many acres right now. Overall, both corn and beans.
Alan, are you seeing farmers make cuts? And if so, what are they cutting?
Well, first and foremost, the first thing that's looked at always inputs. I don't necessarily think that that's the best strategy at times. I think there's a lot of other areas that can be considered. There's items, for example, and this is never a popular one, but living expenses, one of the things that's the most difficult to cut, but in many instances, that is an area that needs to be looked at.
Well, we're just getting started. Do we have enough demand to chew through these growing supplies? That's what we're going to talk about, but we need to take a quick break, and then we'll be back right here from U.S. Farm Report.